All right, everybody, let's make you some money. Saturday slate of games. Kind of interesting. I mean, with the point spread, Navy getting 28 points at home against Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati. They need the style points. I think they're going to try to roll it up on every team they can this year. Offense can't be stopped. Navy is not a good football team. So lay the touchdowns there. Give them 4, and I think they win by 6 touchdowns. Oklahoma and Kansas. Oklahoma laying 38.5. Kansas, awful football team. It is at Kansas. Oklahoma can struggle at times with really weak teams on the road, but I just don't see them struggling here. Take the 38.5. I mean, give the 38.5. Take Oklahoma and hope Caleb Williams' magic continues. Northwestern is at Michigan. Michigan's 23.5-point favorite here. Michigan is heavy run. I don't know if that's too much of a line. I do like Northwestern to cover the 23.5. They're not going to win the football game. And I also like the over here at 51. I'm not really sure why, but I think it could be, a game where Michigan puts up 41 by grinding it out, but Northwestern still, ends up putting up 20 covering. Illinois, Penn State. At Penn State favored by 23.5. Take Penn State. Illinois, not a talented football team. Don't have a lot going for them there. And Penn State is obviously rolling offensively and defensively, despite the loss to Iowa. Wake Forest and Army. Wake -3. Is this the trip-up game for the number 16 team in the country? I don't think it is. I'd take Wake laying the 3. Army's not a bad football team, and they can run the ball. And that defense is a little bit underrated, but give me Wake Forest to cover. Wisconsin and Purdue. Wisconsin, a horrible underachiever this year. Purdue 4-2 after that huge upset victory last week. 25th in the country. Wisconsin -3.5 on the road at Purdue. Give me Purdue. I don't really like either team, but Purdue's got the home field advantage and getting 3 plus the hook. Give me Purdue there. Oklahoma State, Iowa State. So it's supposed to be a big matchup preseason, but Iowa State was supposed to be ranked higher. Oklahoma State's number 8 in the country. This is at Iowa State. Iowa State's laying 7. Oklahoma State's been winning kind of, I don't know, smoke and mirrors. They've got some good players. They've got solid defense, but I think Iowa State wins this one at home and covers the 7, even though I don't believe Iowa State is a great football team. But the home field advantage is what gets me there. Oregon, UCLA. Oregon favored by what? You're wrong. UCLA is favored by 1. That's weird. This is the number 10 team in the country. Why wouldn't they be favored? Take UCLA here to win this one outright and cover the 1 because somebody knows something. And this will be another road trip up for Oregon as they do not play well on the road at all. LSU at Ole Miss. LSU coming off the big upset against Florida. Ole Miss laying 8 points at home. I would say Ole Miss to cover. It's going to be a lot of points, a lot of back and forth. LSU has that depleted roster, and I think they'll just wear down, and I think Ole Miss will probably win this game by 10. Clemson and Pittsburgh. Pitt favored by 3.5. Who would have said that at the beginning of the season? At Pitt, I'm not going to believe in Clemson until they show me a reason to believe, and they haven't. So give me Pitt and Kenny Pickett in that offense. They're going to, score a lot of points. Over under 47.5. Take the over. I know Clemson's offense stinks, but you assume they're going to score 20. And Pitt scores 30. I mean, Pitt has a really good offense. So that one's a little low for me. So take Pitt and the over. Tennessee and Alabama. Alabama favored by 25 points. Take Alabama. They're going to cover this. They're going to roll them. They're still angry about Texas A&M. I think they win this game by potentially 35 to 40 points. And Tennessee has improved quite a bit, but they cannot hang with Alabama on the field, especially at home. San Diego State and Air Force. San Diego State favored by 3. I would take San Diego State here. Air Force is a tough, solid football team, but San Diego State should win this game outright and cover the spread. UTSA, Louisiana Tech. UTSA favored by 6.5. Take UTSA. Undefeated football team, kind of a fun team to watch. Frank Harris and company. Louisiana Tech not very good. Ohio State and Indiana. Ohio State by 21 at Indiana. This was supposed to be a much more intriguing football game based on the preseason hype. It is not now. Indiana can't really do much offensively. Ohio State's coming into their own offensively. Take Ohio State to cover the 3 touchdowns. USC Notre Dame. Notre Dame favored by 7 at home. I would take Notre Dame here. USC is just in a shambles. The program is just a mess. And if they fall behind, this USC team will give up. So I think Notre Dame will just, work out the issues with their offensive line, try to pound the football at them, hit some passes to Mayer down the slot and just sort of muscle USC out of here and win by 10. South Carolina at Texas A&M. A&M laying 19.5. I would take A&M. South Carolina looked horrible last week against Vanderbilt. A&M, I'm still not a Zach Calzada fan. I know he had one good game against Alabama, but I'm a fan of this defense and I'm a fan of the running game. And I think they're just going to dominate this one by 4 touchdowns. So give the 19.5 to South Carolina. NC State and Miami. Last one here. NC State favored by 3.5 at Miami. NC State, I think, was favored by 3 or 3.5 last week at Boston College. Boston College, a better team, and they romped them. I think it was 27-7. Miami is not a good team. So NC State's going to win this game outright and cover the 3.5 on the road. So there it is, making you money. You're welcome. Just leave tips in the jar.